Coverage you can count on continues with Glenn Marini's Sports Report.
Welcome back to the Gate Center, where we are live for the second annual Mastodon Madness as we kick off the season as far as basketball goes here at IPFW for both the men and women. The gates opening pretty soon at 6:30. Admission is free. Action getting underway at 7 o'clock. We're talking meet the team, a three-point contest, and also a slam dunk contest. And at 5:11, I'm a little disappointed that I wasn't invited to participate. I'll get over that. What I won't get over is how good it is to talk IPFW basketball. Again, Chris Paul joining me now, head coach of the IPFW women's team. As far as your team goes, 15-15 last season. You earned a postseason berth.
Right.
But Amanda Hyde has graduated. The Mawks have graduated.
Right.
In a nutshell, what have you seen from this team early on that has you excited?
Well, I like the fact that this is probably the most physical basketball team we've had in a while. Now, I think we're fouling too much, so we're going to have to work on that. But for the first time in 4 years, we're able to score on the block. So we're able to score on the block this year, which is going to open up our shooters. And I think everybody knows we like to shoot the basketball. So we're going to spread the ball out. We're going to work more inside out this year as opposed to always being on the perimeter. And obviously losing the twins and losing Amanda are big, but we do have some pieces coming back.
And a lot of those pieces are local pieces, specifically Rachel Reinhardt, Kiana Gary. Those are two local players that are going to have to take big roles this year.
Well, they absolutely are, especially Rachel, because she played a lot. She played a lot of minutes last year, but now it's different. Now we're counting on her to be a starter and a major contributor. But Kiana's the big piece. Now all of a sudden, once again, we have that piece in the middle that we can go into. I mean, very similar. I'm not putting her on Steve Forbes' category yet, but like the men, when the ball goes into Steve, you have to pay attention to it, and it's going to be that way with Kiana.
All right, thank you very much, Coach. The women open the season on the 6th. The men open the season on the 9th of November, and that'll be the first head coaching game for you, Jon Coffman, at IPFW. Considering you were maybe a Steve Forbes rim out away from punching the ticket to the NCAA tournament last year, how much does that fuel this team and is fuel to the fire heading into this season?
Well, I think it was a tremendous opportunity to play late in the season last year, to get a postseason berth. The experience you gain from that, it's really tough to mimic in practice situations. So, I think we have a ton of energy going into this year because our guys have an edge. They didn't come out of the year saying, okay, we had a great season, I'm pleased with what we did, and sort of rest on our laurels. We're saying, okay, we got an edge, we want to make the next step.
5 of the top 8 scorers off last year are back. That includes the big guy, Steve Forbes, in the middle. What have you seen from this team that has impressed you so far?
Well, we've continued to have a really good post presence. And it's not just Steve. Brent Calhoun is really coming into his own. Didn't get a lot of run last year. Joe Reed has really played well in this offseason. So a great post presence, which ultimately helps our perimeter play. We have the depth, but also I think we have great depth with our guard play and our underclassmen coming up to where we could be 10, 11, 12 deep this season.
All right, thank you very much. The IPFW men's team opening on November 9th against Olivet, and of course we're going to have a complete coverage of Mastodon Madness tonight at 11 o'clock. Reporting from the Gate Center, I'm Glenn Marini.